Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be reviewing the Pterodactyl drone, and I have my daughter over here, Sanaiya. She's going to be helping out to review this. This is the first time we've actually done like a review together, so it might be kind of fun. Anyway, what we're doing is the FQ777 Pterodactyl drone. It's a wearable intelligent remote controller. It's like a little hand grabbing glove thing you can put into your hand. It's the whole remote controller in there. It also has kind of gyro mode where you can tilt the controller and supposedly fly it. So we're going to be unboxing this. This is going to be a full review, unboxing, setting up, taking an in-depth look at it, and go ahead and go to the park and also fly in the same review. So let's get started with our co-host Sanaiya today. Let's do it. Okay, so first thing we want to do is unbox this thing, and I'm just looking at the box here, and it is Wi-Fi FPV. It has the capability, I guess, you can put your phone on it. It has altitude hold, it does photo and video, 1 key takeoff, 1 key landing, that gravity induction, I guess they're calling it. That's kind of like the gyro. It does flips, and there's also different speeds. There's the blue version and also a black version. I believe we got, what color did we get, honey?
The blue version.
Okay, we got the blue version. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this. So why don't you go ahead and pull it open, and then I'll turn it around and we'll see what we got. Wow, so it's definitely the blue version. And here's the controller. You want to pull out the controller? Okay, so there's the controller. Oh, so you wear it on your hand like that. That's pretty cool. You want to pull out the drone. Looks like we got to take this off first and take him out. Okay, just hang on to him for a sec, and I'm going to take off the rest of the stuff. It looks like if we take out the bottom piece, we've got Propeller Guards. So we'll take these out, and we have kind of the peripherals here, other accessories, both taped to the bottom. And then we just have an instruction manual. Anyway, so that's everything we got in the box. We got the drone, and look at this thing. So it's a pterodactyl drone. So if you guys were wanting some type of animals to be incorporated in drones, definitely cool for kids. Now this is, basically a toy drone. It's got brushed motors. These aren't brushless. So it's going to be really easy to fly. Looks like there's the Wi-Fi antenna for FPV. There is a camera there right on his chest. And that's where the battery goes, on-off switch. Really simple, but it looks really cool. Look at that, pterodactyl. So it's going to look really neat flying. Of course, it's going to be a little bit susceptible to wind because of these wings here. These are plastic wings. That's going to create some drag. So you probably don't want to fly this in much wind at all. So there we go. Let's set that guy down for a sec, and let's take a look at the controller. And then while we're looking at the controller, honey, do you want to open these things up? Cool. These are not buttons, so this is just for show, these large ones here. This looks like a light. So we got one button here on the top. Those are all buttons, so that's 5 buttons across the top. There we go. So it looks like four double A's, not triple A's. They are actually double A's. So the controller takes 4 double A's. Let's see if we might possibly be able to snap it in. Nope, looks like we're going to need to put that screw back in there. So we are going to need a screwdriver. There might actually be one in the box. Sanaiya is still unpacking all the accessories. Oh, there is one, okay. So they do give you a screwdriver to unscrew all these screws in the box. So let's open up the battery compartment here. Okay, so we got an included battery. And this is a 3.7 volt, 650 milliamp hour battery. There it is. And it's using one of those micro low-C connectors, Wakera low-C micros. It looks like for this one, you don't have to really put that screw back in. There is a little tab here. So if we just push it closed, let's see if that latches. Yeah, so that snaps shut. So you don't really have to worry about putting that screw back in if you don't want to. Anyway, really cool looking craft here. Is the camera adjustable at all? Doesn't seem like the camera is really adjustable. So that's a fixed position camera. I do see some padded landing gear here though, at least. His head looks so cool though, doesn't it? It looks like his eyes are gonna light up too. Those are LED lights. Looks pretty neat, huh? So are these all the accessories we got? Cool. You want to explain what they are? Do you remember what those kinds of things are? Let's start with this one.
Propeller guards?
Yep, those are propeller guards. So these are going to go on like this, guys. So it looks like they have a kind of a filler tab in here in the edge. So we have to kind of like pull that thing out. And it looks like for that we may need to, there we go. So we need to use the screwdriver. And we need to unscrew this one screw. That screw comes out, and then these things just fall out. You see these little tabs here? So those tabs come out, and then you put the propeller guards right in their place. So if you're a super beginner and you don't want this thing to be hurting anybody and don't want to be ruining the propellers, go ahead and put these on. And then basically you're just putting that screw back in, screwing it in. What else do we get? What's this? The charger?
Yes.
Yeah, so USB, this is USB, right? Mm-hmm. And then this is the charger where you plug in the battery? Yep, okay. What's that?
I guess it's a phone holder.
Whoa, cool. Yeah, it looks like a phone clamp. It's interesting because it's just like a handle. So it's like you have... you're gonna wear this on your hand like this, I guess. And then if you want to use FPV, you can hold it like this, or somebody else can be holding the FPV and watching it while you fly, or you can watch it yourself. But anyway, that's kind of interesting. Never seen one of these before, just like a handle phone clamp. What else do we get, honey?
Extra propellers.
2 extra propellers, okay. So if we damage 2, we got at least 2, and that was everything that you unpacked?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The main thing we want to look at is what app we have to get. So here's the drone itself, instructions on how to use the whole hand controller and all that stuff. So it looks like we got power switch, 1 key, photo, video, descent altitude, and altitude hold. How do we go up in altitude? We'll have to figure that out when we fly it, not too sure. Then they have this separate pamphlet in the box. And the separate one is what you need to do if you do want to use it with FPV. That's the Chinese side. Here is the English side. So there's an iOS app and an Android app. Let's go ahead and get some batteries charged in this thing, Sanaiya, and just show everybody what it looks like when we charge it up and turn it on before we go out and fly it. Okay? All right. The lettering on here says it takes AA batteries, but they don't fit. So I'm assuming it's going to take yes. So it's going to take AAA, guys. Maybe we want the controller on first, then the pterodactyl. There we go. You see how the light came on solid? So you should be ready to go. So stand back for a second, honey. Just scooch back a little bit. Okay, so I forgot to mention these two up here. There's like a thumb button here when you're flying. And then we have this one. Whoa, okay. All right, okay, shut off. Shut off. It's just gonna keep going. All right, so we definitely want to be outside before we launch this. Okay, so we want to see if we can connect both. There we go. Okay, so they both connected. I guess you can do it either or, as long as you just do them both at the same time within a certain amount of time. So those are both connected. Let's see if now we can connect to the Wi-Fi so we can have FPV and the controller. So I'll go into our Wi-Fi here, and we'll search for this HT here. See if it comes up. There it is. So HTS is there. Let's go ahead and try to connect to it. Okay, so we can. So it looks like we can connect to the Wi-Fi as well as use the controller. Let's see if that's the case. So press power. Okay, yeah, so look at that. So I have Wi-Fi on the drone. So we can control it with our hand. We can have this on one hand, and we can hold this in the other and have our Wi-Fi. So this is going to be really cool, guys. Let's go ahead and get out to the park. Sanaiya is going to be flying this around with you a little bit. It's going to be really cool to test the motion controller. Okay guys, so we're at the park, me and Sanaiya with the Pterodactyl drone, and we're going to give this thing a flight test and see how it does. So I got the battery already plugged in. This is great because it has an on-off switch, so you can plug it in and it doesn't eat power till you're ready to fly. So what I want to do before we stick the cell phone in here, maybe you can hang on to this, honey. Before we stick the cell phone in here, I just want to kind of get used to how it is flying with this grip, just line of sight, and Sanaiya's going to try it too, and then we'll stick the cell phone in and hold that and try and see if we can do some FPV with it. Let's go for it. So turning this guy on, setting him down right there. Let's turn the controller on. See the blue light blinking. When you hear that beeping, we should be ready to go. So I want to put this in the left hand, and let's see if I can remember which one is to launch. There we go. Whoa, okay. We'll put this in the other hand. All right, there we go. So you want to have it in your right hand, otherwise everything's messed up. So gain, okay, that's turning the head. Okay, let's see if we can gain some altitude here. There we go. Okay, so pushing this button here seems to be gaining altitude, and then the other one is dropping altitude. So these two to the left there, gaining and dropping. Definitely a little bit of breeze to my front here, so let's see how I'm fighting it. So what I want to do is I want to see if I can speed up the rate a little bit. So there we go. So that looks like the rate speed up. It's a little bit notchy. It does work, but it's not super fluid. You can see how it's, as I'm moving the controller, the drone is actually notching a little bit. But not super smooth, but it still works. Okay, so that's our rate speed up. The right button. Get a little bit more altitude. One little press. Okay. Yeah, so it's got 3 rates. If we just keep pressing this button on the right, let's see if we can, let's see what this button does over here on the left. Not sure what that's doing. That might be starting and stop video if we have the video connected, the phone connected. So let's just fly it a little bit. You can see what I'm doing, and it is working pretty good. We can turn the head here. So rolling and pitching with just the motion, and then the left thumbstick is turning the head. Where our thumb is, not the left thumbstick, but we can turn our head. So let's see if we can fly it kind of fast like this. Kind of neat. Don't forget to turn the head. I keep forgetting to turn the head with these buttons. So you see how we're doing it, Sanaiya? So check it out. So all I'm doing is going forward, back, rolling right and left. You see it? With moving my hand. I'm not going to hit you. And then if I want to turn the head, you see these buttons right here? This turns the head. I press one button real fast and it turns it a little bit. See that? Woo! There goes a pterodactyl. All right. And you can go pretty fast. Wow, that's pretty fun actually. Turning the head with the thumb. That's actually a pretty intuitive control. Gain altitude, you have to reach up your second hand and gain a little altitude. Is that really working? See if I hold it. Okay, so if you hold it, it's coming down. Let's see if we tap it. Oh yeah, the one on the left. Okay. So let's see. I'm holding the one on the right to the left of me, and it's making it drop down. Just holding it's bringing it down. Let's see if I hold the one on the left side. Sorry if I'm confusing you guys, but if I hold the one on the left side, okay, yeah. So if you hold it and then you just let go, it just keeps going up until you let go. So holding the other one on the left side and it comes down. That's great. Getting a little too fast for us. Just go back into rate 1. I'll try medium rate. That seems like a good rate for this little bit of wind here. Pretty neat. Okay, let's just fly fast and turn. So see how I'm just all the way forward, Sanaiya? And I'm just turning the head. And it's flying wherever I'm turning the head. That's like the easiest way to do it. You want to try it? Let me fly one battery. I have a few batteries. And then you can try the next one, okay? It's a pterodactyl up in the sky. Let's go higher. I kind of forget. Okay. That was our rates. Oh, sorry. So you can get discombobulated. Let's go a little higher. So I'm pressing this one to the left and just holding it. Let's go about that high and just fly around over Kean. See how far we can go. Still in good control. Okay, we're still in good control. There's Kean over there with his baseball bat. Whoa, that wind. You can see how fast it's coming back. I'm just pressing forward. There we go. So a little bit of the delay in control. And a little notchy. That's kind of the only weird part about it. It would have been neat maybe if they're... Oh, we're kind of landing now. Okay. So once the battery kind of dies, that's how long it lasts, guys. So I'll have that time. They'll have it pop up on the screen. Let me throw one more battery in, and Sanaiya, you're going to fly it with this, okay? You can do it. Okay, guys. So Sanaiya is going to try it now. She's got the controller in her hand, and I'm just using another battery. This is just off a JGRC little brushed quad. It's a 600 milliamp hour. So about 50 milliamp hour less, but you know, it should be able to fly. And she's going to try using the hand control. I'm going to try to have the FPV up on the screen and be recording the screen for you guys. So HTS UFO. We're going to launch the application and we're going to press power. There we go. Okay, so recording the screen. Go ahead, honey. You launch. Remember how to launch?
Yeah.
It's just the up button. And then yep, press, there we go. So she's launching. Let me get you into second rate. Did I make it go a little faster forward? Tilt a little forward, yep. Tilt to the left. Left. You gotta help it come back. Left. See, the head is facing, there you go. So try to keep it in front of you, otherwise the orientation is gonna get kind of weird. And then if you're turning the head, just try to do a straight forward and turn, and then it will do a circle so you don't get confused, okay? So she's in second rate. Yeah. So you guys will have this up on the screen. It's really nothing really to see. So start trying to, let's wait till this wind blow goes by. It's about 3 miles per hour right now, coming straight from that direction. So she's pressing the button to go up on the left. And she's full tilt forward. Let me try this. Okay, so that's gonna go really fast now. See how it tilts even more? Yeah. Come back.
I am.
Oh, you lost control?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Maybe you gotta hold that a little higher. Let's go back down to rate 2. Let's try launch again from there. Nope. Okay. Why don't you run and go get it, and then we'll try again. I think you lost connection. Okay, so she actually, seems like she lost connection, guys. So if you're lower, try not to go too far, much farther than that. That's about, I'd say, 70 feet. And let's see if we, okay, yeah. Okay, and if you want to land it, you just hold the other button down and it will land. So let's try again. Let me put it in the center. And you want to stand directly behind it. So it's like you're facing it where its head's facing. So go ahead and launch. Remember the launch button? And push forward. Yep. Go a little higher. Let's go a little higher this time. Maybe a little higher, just a little bit. Push forward. You got to remember what your hand's doing. Here you go. It's easy to forget what your hand's doing. Remember, okay? Okay. Let me go a little higher. Yeah. So we can get some video. We'll see how the video is. Yeah, remember to come back. Yeah, there you go. You got it. So just remember what your hand's doing. Level your hand and keep the controller just like the Pterodactyl is, okay? Okay, cool. So she's just controlling it. Why don't you try that flying by turning the head again, where you go forward and turn the head with the thumb button. Okay, so she's just going forward and turning it with the thumb button. Oh.
Losing control.
Remember just to turn your wrist, yeah? Okay, press the thumb button. Thumb button again. Keep pressing it, pressing it, pressing it. There you go. There, stop, stop. So now its head is facing out just like you, right?
Yeah.
Now you're back to normal with your orientation. So remember to come back, you can tilt your wrist back faster, yeah? And remember there's a little bit of a delay. And guys, I'll have the phone up again just so you guys can see what's happening on the screen. And I wanted to test really quick while she's controlling it with the controller. I wanted to see what happens if I put the phone controls on. I want to see if I can actually control it. Nope. So it's locking me out of controls because it's only a one device to control at a time. But for a toy, this is pretty neat. Having fun?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna try to go higher. Okay. Woo! Going higher. Oh. Try to keep it close over our head. Okay. Don't go too far out. Keep it close up. Left. Yeah. Just turn it a little more if it's not responding. Yeah. Because it's mimicking your wrist movements. It's almost like a kite, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you have the controller on. That's pretty neat. Try to go kind of far that way and then come back. Just go straight. There you go. Good. Alright, guys, I'll have the video of my phone up on the screen. Basically what it does when you press record up here on the top for pictures. Let's take a picture of the grass. That's really all we're going to get. Can you go kind of to the left over Kian? Let's see if we can get Kian over there. I'll try to take some pictures of him. Come back a little bit so we can get him. It's going down. Oh, it's probably landing because it's out of battery, maybe? Tilt back harder, yeah. There you go. Remember, you're controlling it with your wrist. Okay, well, we got one picture. Try to go over maybe the basketball so we can get a picture of it. Come back. Here's the bat. Let's take a picture of the bat. Oh, okay, we're out of battery power. So that's what happened when we get out of battery power, guys. It just kind of slowly lands, which is, you know, not bad. So I'm going to stop recording on this guy. And let's try to go through a pros and cons with Sanaiya and see how everything performed. Okay, so I guess that's kind of a little bit of a con right away, is it might be a little bit difficult turning this controller off. Alright, well, we'll just let that stay on for a while and see if it turns off. So what do you think on the pros and cons on this one, Sanaiya?
I think the cons would be that it's kind of a little bit twitchy and really,
like when you're going like this, it's like it's not smooth with your hand movement.
it kind of went like,
Yeah, a little twitchy. Could you feel the wings where the wind was blowing it hard because of the wings?
yeah.
Because it has wind resistance, right? Okay. It seemed like it was kind of going down on its own a little bit, so maybe the altitude sensor wasn't that great. It is a toy, so no big deal, but that's something to expect. What I was thinking was it would have been cool to have the up and down button right here too, so you didn't have to reach over with your other hand. and do it. So if it could be like down here somewhere, or maybe even like some buttons in front. So with one hand you could go up and down and left and right. That would be pretty cool, huh?
Maybe.
And of course the next step would be turning it with your body, turning the head, but we had to press these buttons. It had three rates of flight, and you can hear the beeps as I press it. Rate 1, rate 2, rate 3. I don't know what this button did over here. I thought it was supposed to do flips. I may have been doing it wrong, like maybe you gotta push it and then do one of these things or something. That's what you get for not reading the directions, but it says on the box it does flip, so I was probably just doing it wrong. And then of course up and down. It was kind of cool that you could just press it once and it would go just a little bit, remember? But then if you hold it, it would just keep going up until you let off. Yeah. And then landing, again, I think I did it once where you just press and hold it and then it would land automatically when you press and hold. So overall cool and fun, and of course having the ability to have this little clamp with the FPV while you control it was actually pretty cool. So I think it's a fun thing. I mean, it's a cheap kind of quadcopter toy, but maybe to get like a kid involved in it with a really neat shape of a, what's that called? What's the real dinosaur name?
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl?
Or pterodon.
Pterodon, okay. So maybe somebody that likes dinosaurs would really be interested in this. So maybe like a gift for a kid that really likes dinosaurs and wants to get into drones. That would be awesome, huh? Somebody your age or even younger.
Or older.
Or older too, yeah. Cool, hey, thanks for helping with the review. Really appreciate it, Sanaiya. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'll have the Pterodactyl drone down in the description down below, so if you want to check it out, click on that link and see the pricing and more specs on it. I'm pretty sure you can do flips. I just spaced it. And don't forget, you can also control it. Let me turn off this record app. You can also, if you don't bind this controller and you just connect the wireless and go into the app and you don't turn this one on, you can control it with your screen where the controls are up here and you can control it around, and there is a 360 button right there, so you can flip from that button too. So I'll have had the video of my screen up, and I think I took like 1 or 2 pictures. I'll just throw those pictures up. Oh yeah, one of the cons too was the camera, remember? It was facing pretty low. You weren't really looking at my screen when you were controlling it, but the camera is tilted so far down, and I don't think you can tilt it up. Oh, you can, okay. So we just forgot to push it up a little bit. So you can push it almost to forward. So we should have checked that. You can see how it kind of snaps. So if I would have pushed it 1 more notch forward, we probably would have got a little bit less ground. But anyway, that's the way the video looked, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Had lots of fun with my daughter, Sanaiya. Anyway, you want to say bye, Sanaiya? Thanks for being part of this video. You want to say bye to the fans and the subscribers and everybody watching this review?
Okay. Bye.
Okay, thanks, guys. See you later.